shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. Here he comes from inside his own 5. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. So the Tennessee Volunteers offense will go on the attack first. As we take a quick look at the impact players for today's game, what players did you guys look to for motivation to make an impact during your playing days, Jesse?
Well, it was the guys we relied on each and every week. We came into the season expecting these types of guys to be our biggest weapons, and every week those were the guys that had to deliver for us in order to have success.
And it's just fun to have those guys that are consistent. Like, they lead by example, then they start to learn their voice and lead the team. But every week, guys that you can count on. They punch the clock, and they're hard workers.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? He'll keep it himself. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
So already they've hit a speed bump on this opening drive. It's 3rd and 8. Looking downfield, it's Aguilar. Bringing the heat. Caught over the middle, it's Thomas. Gets the job done on 3rd down as he gets it to the 25 before he's brought down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
The Vols will snap it on 1st and 10. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. Just a quick rhythm throw there and really good use of the tight end.
Yeah, good use of the big fella. I mean, go through your progressions real quick. You can't find anything. Get the easy gain. Don't take a shot down the field all the time. Take those shots later, but take those easy, wide-open opportunities to get some positive chunks.
They'll give it to the back. And the Vols pick up the 1st down.
You got to have short area quickness. That running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that 1st down.
And the Volunteers are rolling down the field. Reads it, fires complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
Here on 2nd and 9, sends 3 receivers to the right. Fires to the big fella. Really short gain on that one. Defense all over it.
That's a great example of the defense there, tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
The Volunteers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. He'll do it himself. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. A solid gain on that one, and it goes for naught as the penalty will back them up. The 7th play of this opening drive will be a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, it's Aguilar. There's the pressure. Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
And that is how you silence this raucous crowd. Defensively on the road. First drive of the game, setting the tone, getting a huge sack on 3rd down.
The Vols will line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. Catches it at the 30. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 10-yard line. So Arkansas's offense will go to work for the first time today. And they're going to have to contend with a secondary that is one of the best in the nation, Jesse.
And they're a complete secondary, too. When you watch them on film, they're very good defending the pass and coverage, and they can play man and zone. But I like them, David, because they're not afraid to put their face in the fan. Everybody in the back end likes to tackle and likes to be physical. That's what makes them special.
Yeah, and it's just an elite group in the back end. Multiple guys that win their individual matchups, which makes it hard to run offense. And this is a group that, yes, they tackle well, they see the football well, they break on it well. You better worry about the ground game. You better get some kind of deception going against this secondary.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Thanks to grab. Caught, and he's close to a first down on the nice pickup there.
Really good offenses are able to attack short. You've got to be able to attack the whole field to make you honor that underneath part, then the intermediate part, and then you take shots down the field. This will loosen up some shots for later in the game.
The noise reverberating off the checkerboards and kneeling on third down. They'll try to bully their way for the first. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big third down stop by this defense. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. The Razorbacks will call on their punt team. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. From the shotgun, the inside give. He had all kinds of company as soon as he got it. He had to fight his way back just to get to the line of scrimmage.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Makes a pass to Marker. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
Watching this Tennessee running back, man, he just runs with so much purpose, and it reminds me of guys that I used to play against, Jamal Lewis and Travis Henry, two great ball running backs that used to really test the physicality of our Gator defenses and some of those great games we had back in the late 90s. This dude right here, man, he just wears you down every single carry.
Pulls it in, it's Matthews. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Curl route seems simple, but when you time it like that so it's right on him, man, that's a tough play to stop.
And give the receiver a lot of credit, too, because he knew where the sticks were. He got his depth on the route, and then he came back to the football. All young receivers can learn from this guy right here. Come back to the ball and help your quarterback out.
Pulls and throws off the RPO. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down.
I love having guys that have the ability to make something happen after they catch it. Simple hitch route, right? Okay, give me some extra yards. Get me a first down after the play. Nice job by the wide receiver.
And the Vols in a good spot here with second and short. Give to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
And the Volunteers are at the line looking to convert on third and short. He'll pull it on the read. He didn't get it. Not only that, he lost yardage.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy first down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this defense, stuffing him at the line of scrimmage?
On fourth down, looking to pass. Makes the grab, got the conversion, and still going.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the sticks. That was being aggressive and throwing it down the field. Not a high percentage throw, but he had confidence in his guy to win one-on-one and to keep the drive alive.
The Volunteers will snap it on 1st and 10. Holds it in. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown ball!
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge. And also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they cap it off with a 32-yard touchdown pass. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. That's caught. It's Blake. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain. They'll snap it on 1st down from the 35. To throw, it's Green. Catch in the middle, it's Blake. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They are dialed in on this drive. A couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on 1st down. Looking to throw on 1st down. Short throw to the sideline, picks up just a little. And he goes out of bounds after coming up with positive yardage there.
I'll tell you, this slot receiver, he really does give his quarterback a nice option. Runs really good routes. He's got nice hands. You saw it on that last play.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. Wants to go up top. Caught behind the line. It's Washington. After the filthy move, he's got room. Really good surge for this offense. They move the chains, and he's got it at the 34.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Just inside the 35, 1st and 10 from the 34. To the air on 1st down. Puts it out of the air. Makes the grab almost to the 1st down marker, but a good pickup on that one. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the 1st half. And the Razorbacks with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. Quarterback on the keeper. Oh, what a move. To the 15. Got some room, entered to the goal line. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Razorbacks!
Nice job putting the drive together. Nice job punctuating the end of the 1st half. There's still some time left, Palmer, but they can tie this thing up right now.
Yeah, and this is a staff that has so much confidence in their offense. I like staying aggressive right here, going for 2, taking the lead into halftime, and putting a ton of pressure on the opponent.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was good to finish things off. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And he capped it off with a 27-yard touchdown run. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Scanning the field, it's Aguilar. Quickly complete. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Quick completion to the right. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, you've been calling a great one today in Knoxville so far. And it's been a hard-fought battle today. Two teams out there playing ball and treating this crowd to a memorable first half. Seems to me, and I know I'm going to sound like a coach here, the team that limits turnovers and strings together productive drives is going to be the one celebrating a well-earned victory today. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Neyland Stadium.
The Vols will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. On the run from inside his own 5. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Nudges ahead for 1 out to the 16. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. To the air, it's Green. Finds his tight end. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short.
Well, you hear all the time that the tight end's the QB's best friend. You saw a perfect example of it on that last play, right? 2nd down, you need to pick up some positive yards to keep this 3rd down manageable. Really nice job of executing.
Neyland Stadium, alive, a cauldron of orange noise on 3rd down. They'll try to get it through the air. Right down the middle. He's got it. Good call, good execution as they move the chains and they have a first down at the 38. The Hogs getting it done through the air, evoking memories of Ryan Mallett.
And that's what the fans of Arkansas want to see. They've always got that physical ground game. They always want to have a little bit of balance, and when they get that balance, they get that offense cooking, they get everybody pretty excited. You might even get a woo, pig swing.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down, 2nd down coming.
Well, it was a good throw. It was a good route, but it was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Oh, they're after him. That's caught. It's Blake. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. They've got some work to do on this 3rd and long from the 40. Wants to throw again. Got it in the middle, it's Blake. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And of course he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
He put it out there for him. him, and the senior gave him a chance, but they couldn't make the connection.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Back to throw, it's Green. Safe completion on the screen. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Really good job on the defense being disciplined. They sneak the running back out. You see it. Keep outside leverage and go make us tackle in space on a guy that's used to breaking tackles, used to making plays.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And the deflection by the defense. Great play on third down brings us to fourth.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win first and second down. You set up third and longs like that, you can show your exotic looks, you can get the pass rush going, everybody on the back end expecting throw, and that's how you force incompletions and force fourth downs.
The Razorbacks will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. That thing was down for a while, but the big bounce carried it into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Looking to throw on first down. Complete to the left. There he goes. At the 20. Touchdown, Tennessee. And that one will give them the lead. Quick strike touchdown comes out and jumpstarts the offense.
And man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. If only it were always this easy for the offensive coordinators. One play, big chunk yardage, put points on the board just like that. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. To the ground with the back. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Offside, defense.
And this is what's going to drive coaches crazy. It's mental errors, right? It doesn't take any talent or lack of talent to have that penalty. You just got to watch the ball, and when it's snapped, get after the quarterback.
Finds a tight end. He's run out of bounds, but he's got enough to move the sticks. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
Back to pass, it's Green. Got it in the middle, it's Washington. Out across the 30 to the 39 after getting 10 on that one.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
From the 39-yard line, it's 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Russell. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Looking left. And the pass is incomplete thanks to a big hit. From the gun, wants to pass. He wants to go deep. Makes the grab deep. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. Here comes the 4th. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. So first down will open up the final period. Looking for a man, it's Green. Snagged out of the air. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Got a man, it's Russell. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the first down.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, get him the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
And a big opportunity for this offense to tie the game up in the 4th with a touchdown. Keeping it on the ground on 1st and goal. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
The run up the middle, looking for the score. Back's going for the goal line. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Arkansas!
That was a great example of a running back toting the rock with conviction. There's not a lot of time to hesitate. If you see a split second, you see a hole, you've got to hit it right now. Nice job by the RB there.
Setting up for the extra point and the top. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the 4th. So it's a 77-yard touchdown drive, and they punctuated it with a 5-yard touchdown run. They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. To the air, it's Aguilar. Grabbed over the middle, it's Thomas. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
And the Vols with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. He'll keep it himself. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
And the Volunteers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. And he's got enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 34.
And they haven't called his number a lot today, but, man, they needed that 3rd down conversion. Got to get points on this drive, trying to go down the field. Obviously, the clock isn't your friend. Nice job getting the first down there.
The Volunteers with the 1st and 10. Wants to throw on first down. Bought a little time, lets it go. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there, forces second down.
That's what I'm talking about. That is how you close. And when a guy's going to make a catch, you make sure he doesn't make it. Physicality, using your pads, running through him. And guess what? Not only this play does he feel it, next time he tries to go over the middle or feels footsteps, this will pay dividends.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
And you're seeing on both sides really hard to run the football in this one. You've got to give both of these defenses tons of credit. They are so physical up front. These defensive lines can take the game over, and right now, it's tough sledding on the ground.
What a big play this one could be. Tight game, getting late, 3rd and long coming up. Back to throw, it's Aguilar. Going deep. Pulls in the deep ball. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
This attack so lethal with that big play capability. Now 1st and 10 from the 29. Grabbed in the middle, it's Staley. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
It's a nice job running the in route there by the receiver, and the best thing he did after he made his break, he didn't trail and fade away. He actually attacked the football. That's a good lesson for young receivers out there watching.
That last completion sets him up on 2nd down. On the ground, it's Thomas. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a 3rd and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. Going for it all. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Man, you know the defensive coordinator on that play was holding his breath, because in the 4th quarter, you've got one of the fastest players in the game going deep on you, and that's going to be a helmet sticker for somebody. Like, forcing an incompletion against that guy, that's incredible.
Good right down the boulevard. Just over a minute to go. Trauma is high, guys, to see if they can hold on to this lead.
Big-time kick late in the 4th quarter to take the lead. Now, not much time left. Defense has to be ready on the sideline, ready for the 2-minute drill, knowing exactly what you're doing to get one more stop.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. The inside handoff. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. He's stopped right there, short of the 1st down, and this defense trying to preserve the lead.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Throws to the wideout. Hauls it in easily enough for the 1st down. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Dropping back, it's Green. He's got him. Just what they were looking for, and he's got him set up in business at the 35 with a 1st down.
Well, we see another catch by this guy. This defense is going to need to do a better job of tackling the catch. In coverage, I know they want to slap the ball away, but if you can't do it and force the incompletion, you've got to at least make sure you're able to drag him down to the ground as soon as he catches the ball.
Looking downfield on first down. Quick completion on the out. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.